As we near the end of Genshin Natlan tour, I'm happy to have been giving you guys the opportunity on what these words mean and how to pronounce them. So much of Natlan has expanded since its release, but as you all know, this is going to be the last of this video series since the next region is on the horizon. Or it's already here depending on when you watch this. With the continued help from the guys of Mati Mati, I present to you the finale of the Genshin Impact Mesoamerican Explanation series. Hope you guys enjoy. Desca Tepetonko. Desca Tepetonko. This word can be broken down into Desca meaning mirror and Tepet meaning hill and Tonko which is another locative suffix. So this would mean at the hill of the mirror range. Guahuacan. Guahuacan. Guahuacan is an interesting one to dissect, but maybe a little too confusing since the roots can be a little too similar. The first part is Guauitl, meaning tree, Guautli, meaning eagle, and the suffix of can indicating a location. This possibly means the place of Eagle Tree Cliff. However, there is a glyph that gives a better understanding, and that glyph is of a hill. So this means Eagle Tree Hill Cliff. Well, to be honest, even my friend that is native in Nahuatl has trouble deciphering this one. The big reason is that there isn't a clear definitive way that indicates whether it is referring to an eagle or a tree. He argued that the site the meaning was taken from doesn't know either and that it could be either Eagle Hill or Tree Hill Cliff. Atokpan. Atokpan. This word can be broken down into atokli, meaning fertile soil, and the suffix pan, which means on. So this translates to place on the fertile soil. Tolan. Tolan. Let's define this one. Tolin meaning tuli or reed, and our favorite locative suffix tlan, which gets to have its T dropped. So this translation would be the great volcano of among the tuli or reeds. Tetenanko. Tetenanko. Tetenanko can be broken down into te, which is a modified version of tet, meaning stone or rock. Tetan, which is another shortened form of tetantli, meaning wall or rampart. And another locative suffix of the area, which is ko. So this means remnants of the place at the stone wall or rampart. Teteocan. Teteocan. This is the official name of the collective of Plenty tribe. Teteocan is a shortened form of one of the 13 heavens in Aztec mythology, which is called Ilhuicat Teteocan. Let's break it down. Ilhuicat means heaven or sky. Teteocan can be broken down into Teteot, meaning God, although it can mean something great or something extreme, and Can, like before, meaning place of. So together this means the heavenly or sky place of gods. Malinalco. Malinalco. This word can be broken down into malinali, which is a kind of grass, and the suffix ko. This place is derived from Malinaxochitl, which translates to malinali flower, along with the goddess of the same name. It also happens to be the name of a town in central Mexico. Colonche. Colonche. The name of the plaza in the People of the Springs, Colonche, is better known as colonche, and it is a cactus drink that is made out of cactus fruit. Its Nahuatl origin would be Nochotli, which actually translates to cactus fruit pulque. Tozos. Tozos. The Ala Tozos in Ochcanatlan is derived from the word Tozostli, which means vigil. It is also associated with Aztec calendar months with Tozostontli and Hueytozontli. Tonatiuh. Tonatiuh. The legendary and spectacular location high above Ochcanatlan, Tonatiuh is the name of the Aztec solar god. His name means movement of the sun, although a more literal translation would be, it goes along heating. Tecoloapan. Tecoloapan. Let's break this one down. Tecolo is a modified version of tecolotl, which means owl. The suffix of apan is derived from apantli, which means waterway or canal. So this would mean owl canal or owl waterway bay. Shalak Vale. Shalak Vale. Shalak can be broken down into shali, which means sand. Together it would mean place of sandy water vale. Mictlan. Mictlan. The official name of the Masters of the Nightwind tribe. This is the word for the Aztec underworld or place of the dead. It can be broken down into Mict, being short for Miquitl, which means death, and the suffix tlan, which you should already know by now. So the literal translation is place among the dead. Tlalocan, Tlalocan. The official name for the flower feather tribe. Tlalocan can be broken down into Tlaloc, which is the Aztec god of rain and thunder, and the suffix can. So it means place of Tlaloc, and the origin of this is Ilhuicatl Tlalocan. Tletl Ilhuicatl. Tletl Ilhuicatl. This is the name of the Natlan variant teapot home. This one is a little weird because it isn't really grammatically correct, but I'll give you guys what it's supposed to mean and a more correct version. Tlet means fire, and Ilhuicatl, as we mentioned before, means sky or heaven. On its own, it could stand for the fire and the sky, but I'm sure the devs wanted it to mean fire heaven, fire sky, or fire from the sky, and etc, etc. So let me show you the real way. One way to make it more correct would be Tletl Ilhuicac or Ilhuicac Tletl, and this would probably translate to fire from the sky, or we could just go with Tlelhuicat for fire sky. Sorry if I over explained it, just thought I would put it out there since my friend said this was an incorrect wording. Huitzilopochtli. Huitzilopochtli. Yeah, this can be quite a mouthful, but it's easy to understand. Huitzilopochtli is one of the main four creator gods of the Aztec pantheon. He is the god of war and, to an extent, the sun. His name means left side or left hand hummingbird. Tenochtitlan. Tenochtitlan. This is the name of the islands where the Easy Breezy holiday resort is at. This word, well, it probably isn't a real word, but it has Tenoch, which is short for Tenochtli, a type of prickly pear cactus. But what about Tzitoc? Well, there's no such thing as Tzitoc in Nahuatl. It could be a typo at cinco, which would make it Tenochtitlan, and that would translate to at the place of the precious prickly pear cactus fruit. Also, they have some parts named Wheatley, which is obviously a typo on the word Wheatley. I went over Xilonen's name on the origin in my first video. If you haven't checked it out, please check it here. But her kit and constellations have plenty of Nahuatl words too. Ejecatl. Ejecatl. Ejecatl means wind, and he was an old god from the ancient times. Sometimes he is associated with the god Quetzalcoatl. Yohual. Yohual. Yohual is derived from Yohuali, which means night. Ocelotlique, point. This word can be broken down into ocelot, which means jaguar, not to be confused with an ocelot, and the suffix ique, which means her skirt. So this would mean she who has a jaguar skirt point. Netotilistli. Netotilistli. This word is associated with the dance the Mexica used for traditional religious practices. Netotilistli has survived into the current day and still has its origins with many traditional Mexican dances such as ballet folklorico, jarabe tapatio, concheros, and much, much more. Tepeilhuitl. Tepeilhuitl. Let's break it down. The beginning uses the word tepet and ihuit, which translates to festival day or holiday. So this means tour of Mountain Hill Festival Day or holiday. Chukyu. Chukyu. This one is kind of odd since I think the devs and localization team wanted to do a play on words with Xilonen's DJ theme. It would be seen as Chu plus Q and the final part mix. This can be broken down into Chiwa, meaning to make, build, or fabricate. So this just means to make a Q mix. Tonalpowali's loop. Tonalpowali's loop. Tonalpowali translates to day count or count of days and is the religious calendar that has 260 days. Xochitl and Xochitl. Xochitl and Xochitl. Both ways are used interchangeably. The X can be pronounced like sh or just a standard S sound. This is a very simple word and a common Nahuatl feminine name, but in modern Mexican Spanish it is pronounced as Xochitl, and this means flower. Tlatecutli. Tlatecutli. We can break down Tlatecutli into two separate words. Tlali meaning earth and Tecutli meaning lord. So it means lord of the earth and is a god in Aztec mythology. Now let's go over Citlali's kit since some of her skills and constellations have Nahuatl names. Eastli. Eastli. The other name Citlali goes by is Granny Eastli. Eastli means obsidian blade, but it can refer to any other sharp-bladed instruments made out of obsidian. Anahuatl. Anahuatl. Anahuatl is a circular or round pendant worn like a necklace. Senso Mimishkoa. Senso Mimishkoa means 400 cloud serpents or snakes, and they are the gods of the northern stars in Aztec mythology. Nemontemi. Nemontemi. Nemontemi are the 5 unlucky or wasted days in the Aztec calendar. The literal translation for this is they fill up in vain. Teoistak. Teoistak. Teoistac's literal translation means extremely white. It is also derived from Ilhuicat Teoistak. In this context, this means white god. Now with Ilhuicat in it, it means the sky or heaven of the white god. So the extremely white secret pact or the heaven of the white god's secret pact. Mamaloaco. Mamaloaco. According to a friend of mine, this is an incorrect spelling. The real word is spelled Mamalhuasco. Mamalhuasco. This happens to be derived from Ilhuicat Mamalhuasco. Mamalhuasco is a type of fire drill tool, but fundamentally it's 2 sticks used to light fires like a fire plow. So this could mean the place of the fire plows, and it's also related to where comets and stars originate from. Tzitzimitl. Tzitzimime. Tzitzimime, or Tzitzimitl, are celestial demons in Aztec mythology. Although not entirely seen as evil entities, they take the form of deformed female skeletons and are associated with fertility. Citlalin. Citlalin. Referring to one of her plush companions, this means the same thing as Citlali, star. Itzpapa and Itzpapalot. Itzpapa and Itzpapalot. The other Tzitzimit of Citlali, Itzpapa, is a shortened version of Itzpapalot. This word means obsidian butterfly. For those that grew up with Mexican Spanish, you might recognize papalot with papalote, which are kites. Well, there you go, guys. That's all of Natlan that I can cover. I know there are many NPCs out there too, but honestly, I don't think many of us care if they hardly serve a purpose to the main story, or if they even happen to be playable characters. It was a cool journey to look back on. The constant research and having to learn the language and culture really helped me understand a bit of the history of my people too. It's interesting where Hoyoverse took their inspirations, but it saddens me that they did not take it to a more deeper and meaningful approach. There definitely was a lot of opportunities, but I'll still accept it as it is. As I mentioned before in these past videos, I want to give a massive shout out and thank you to the guys in Mati Mati. Had it not been for them, these videos would have not have been possible. I encourage you guys watching to please go check out their Discord. The link is in the description, by the way. As for what's next for me, I'm not sure. Maybe I'll make an update video and share my thoughts on what I feel about the game overall now. Perhaps I'll do videos on other games, animes, and Western animations I like. I also do my own art, and maybe make videos on what I draw and maybe some drawing advice and tutorials. Heck, maybe I'll let you in on a comic and manga I've been working on that borrows a lot from Aztec mythology and culture. I don't know, we'll see. Anyways, thank you guys for the support, and I hope to see you guys next time. Peace.